Major hurricane is expected to impact Florida and the surrounding southeastern states this week. We'll give you the latest update on the track, the timing, and the impacts that you could feel with this system this week, as well as a new heat wave that will be moving across the middle of the country again for early September. How high do temperatures soar? We'll answer that question later on in today's video. Make sure if you're not a new subscriber to the channel to hit the subscribe button down below as I give you updated information on the hurricane that's going to impact Florida and the heat wave, as well as more weather information on this channel across southern Canada, the United States, and the tropics. And be sure to press the thumbs up button to get all this weather information out to as many people as possible. Looking at the tropical Atlantic, very busy out here. We have Hurricane Franklin that is moving across the western Atlantic right now. This will be missing Bermuda here to the west as a major hurricane. It's already a Category 3 at a 115 mile per hour hurricane. Movement is north-northwest at 8 miles per hour, and it likely will strengthen to at least a low Category 4 hurricane before slowly dropping off, but remaining at hurricane status through the weekend as it moves away from North America, but over the North Atlantic Ocean here as we go through that weekend time frame. The next big system to watch, especially for the United States and Florida, most importantly, is Idalia. This is a tropical storm right now, and Idalia is really starting to get organized here just to the east of the Yucatan Peninsula and just to the south and west of Cuba here, and it's over the open waters, and we already know how warm these waters are, so I don't have to show you that. We already know it's been hot down here, and looking at this, we already see a lot of deep convection. You can see the whites, the pinks here. That indicates that we have some very tall thunderstorms over here near the center of low pressure, and we already do have headlines out for this tropical system. We have tropical storm warnings for western Cuba. We have tropical storm watches for southwest Florida near the Naples region, and hurricane watches that stretch from near Fort Myers and Tampa all the way up here into portions of the Big Bend area of Florida. So we are already expecting hurricane impacts for Florida with favorable conditions for hurricane as we have hurricane watches right now. So looking at this today, it is going to continue to strengthen, become a strong tropical storm, if not a low-end hurricane by later on this afternoon as it moves between the Yucatan and western portions of Cuba. As we go into the day tomorrow, this is on Tuesday, August 29th, the system will be approaching Florida here west of the Keys. Some of the outer bands could be approaching the southwestern Florida vicinity, getting into the Keys there, but this is rapidly going to intensify here. This model has it down to a 988 millibar low as we go through Tuesday afternoon, and then as we go to Wednesday morning, this is likely to make landfall somewhere in the Big Bend area of Florida between the Tampa region and up here toward Tallahassee, and this could be bringing a massive storm surge up here into Tampa Bay. We could be seeing lots of very heavy rain and some very strong winds with this as it moves inland here across Florida on Wednesday, and then as we go through Wednesday evening, it will cross over the Jacksonville region and then off of the coast there of the Carolinas and Georgia. So we're still going to be watching for impacts from Savannah up through Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and even the Wilmington area there as we go through Wednesday evening and even into your Thursday time frame. This is the official cone of uncertainty from the National Hurricane Center, and it does strengthen this to a major hurricane as we go through that time frame here. And actually, they do have hurricane warnings now issued for this system. Idalia right now is 65 miles per hour, moving north at 8 miles per hour. So it's rapidly intensifying as we move forward here through the next couple of days. And looking at the peak storm surge forecast for this system, yeah, we could be seeing up to 11-foot storm surge here all the way around that Big Bend area there of Florida down into the Tampa Bay region. We could be seeing 4 to 7-foot storm surge. Fort Myers down there toward Naples, we could be seeing 3 to 5, 2 to 4-foot storm surge there, and even storm surge on the northeast side of Florida around the Jacksonville area, getting up there towards Savannah, Georgia. We could be seeing 1 to 3 to even 2 to 4-foot storm surge on that side of Florida and Georgia as we go through that time frame as well into the middle of this week. So make sure you are prepared for the storm surge. Remember, storm surge is water over normally dry ground. So That is a lot of water over normally dry ground, especially when you're talking about up to 11-foot storm surge. And just to exacerbate the situation, we have total rainfall accumulations that'll be over half a foot of rain here, especially for the Big Bend area, getting up into southeastern Georgia and the eastern Carolinas, Wilmington, down to Myrtle Beach, there to Charleston, Savannah, Georgia, and then down toward the Tallahassee region, Tampa Bay included. We could be seeing widespread rainfall amounts of 5 to 10 inches, and there could even be some isolated areas that get up to a foot of rain with this as we go through Thursday. So this is going to be a massive rainmaker as well, with the storm surge on top of that, and also the strong winds. And you can see that extends all the way up into the mid-Atlantic states. We could even be seeing a couple inches of rain here into portions of eastern Virginia, getting up into Delaware and southern New Jersey, going through that Thursday evening, even that Friday morning time frame. And looking at this as well, with the heavy rainfall threat, there will be flash flooding on top of the storm surge inland. There's going to be an inland flooding threat as well. So there is a slight to moderate risk of flash flooding there Tuesday, and especially as it makes landfall into Wednesday morning here. And that's really centered across the Big Bend area there of Florida. And then that expands as it moves up the coast there in towards the Savannah region, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and up toward Wilmington, with that moderate risk for flash flooding Wednesday into Thursday as that system pulls out and across the coastline and into western portions of the Atlantic Ocean. Get moving now with the storm preparations. We need to get prepared for this system here. Protect your home, cover your windows with boards, secure doors, loose items, determine your sheltering options, and consider pets as well. Get a go-to bag for your medical supplies, charge your phone, fill up your car with gasoline as well. Help your neighbors, definitely vulnerable people. We need to help each other out with this situation as well, and follow evacuation orders if they are given across the state of Florida, as this will be a major hurricane moving in for Wednesday, and you need to do all of these preparations immediately, starting right now if you haven't already. Moving ahead across North America here through the rest of this week, beautiful weather conditions here. We have northwest flow over the top here across southeastern Canada and also the eastern two-thirds of the country, really east of the Rockies. We have the ridge centered across portions of the western Canadian prairies, British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, and southward to the Rockies and the west coast here. That's where the heat will be as we go through today and through midweek. That's where the heat will reside, and we'll have cooler conditions across the eastern United States through Wednesday. Here are your high temperatures this afternoon, and we'll go over the next 3 days to show you what your high temperatures could be. All the heat will be across the west. Very beautiful conditions, folks, across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and really even across the southern plains. We're down into the 90s this afternoon, so this is a nice welcome sight from a break from the triple digits. Unless you live down in the Rio Grande or even the Texas coastline there, you're still going to be getting close to around 100 degrees, but that's still a lot cooler than you have been. And then going into Tuesday, we're even cooler. We may actually get down to 97 there in the Houston region. 98 there in Dallas, and matching 92 into Oklahoma City and Tulsa there for Tuesday. A lot of cool air across the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the Northeast, and then continuing into Wednesday, much of the same here. Wednesday's more of a transition day where we start to see the heat building across the Great Plains. More of those 90s and triple digits begin to come back there for North and Central Texas as we go into Wednesday. Looking ahead through Friday, this is this upcoming Friday. It's hard to believe we're already entering into September 1st on Friday, but the heat will begin to build across the middle of the country as we have another big trough moving in across the Pacific Northwest. That's going to force that ridge eastward here. And looking at Friday, we have more triple digits starting to develop across Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, down into Texas, Louisiana, much of the same areas that have seen it all summer long. Expect that on Friday. And then moving ahead to Saturday, we're going to continue to see more of the triple digits building back to 102 in Dallas, back to 98 there, or 100 degrees even into the Houston region, up to 104 there toward Wichita. And then on Sunday, much of that heat starts to build into the upper Midwest. So enjoy the cool weather while you have it this week, because by the weekend, we're going to be heating up and the summer time weather will be back. across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes as we go into that Saturday, Sunday time frame. And looking longer range, the heat does have staying power. So at least through September 10th, we have the heat above normal across the country here, really east of the Rockies and the eastern half of the country, really, with this heat going through that September 10th time frame. That trough across the West Coast will be bringing us below normal temperatures as we go through that September 4th through 10th time frame. And it will be dry. So under that ridge of high pressure, as we know many times this summer, we're just not going to see a lot of rain. The trough across the Pacific Northwest, across these drier areas, will provide us with some relief with the precipitation up there into Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, and western Montana, as well as some rainfall across central Alaska during that time frame as well. And unfortunately, with the dry weather and the drought does continue to prevail across the middle of the country, it will be expanding, unfortunately, into Texas, with the extreme and exceptional drought really starting to become widespread down here from central Texas down to southeast Texas and into southwestern Louisiana. Even more of that expansive moderate to severe drought, with pockets of extreme drought starting to expand across the upper Midwest and the central plains as well. Unfortunately, that does continue into early September. Well, if you want additional weather forecast updates, hit the description down below the video and follow me on Twitter or X at hweather420. I do update on that platform very frequently throughout the week, especially as a major hurricane does approach Florida, and I will keep you updated on this channel each and every day that I can. I do appreciate all of your generosity and also all of your patience watching my weather forecast. Lots to break down each and every morning. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of this weather information here. You get it by subscribing and also liking the live stream to help get, or liking the video rather, to get this information out to as many people as possible. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their Monday out there.